Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very pleasant day to all viewers and audience. We are from UHMS2022. Critical and Creative Thinking would like to present a forum entitled Can Video Gamers Be Counted as a True Athlete? My name is Muhammad HARIST bin RAJUNA, I am the moderator of this forum. I would like to introduce our panel speakers, which the first one is SUSSVINDERJEET KAUR, which will give her point of view as a minister. Next is HEMALATHA MARIAPEN, which will give her point of view regarding a lecturer. And next is followed by Muhammad LUQMAN, which will give his point of view regarding as a video game player. And last but not least is ASYA, which will give her point of view as a public citizen. Before we further ado, I would like to introduce to you guys what is video games. So, a video game can be defined as a video game or computer game is an electronic game that involves interaction with a user interface or input device, such as a joystick, controller, keyboard, or motion sensing device. To be general visual feedback, this feedback mostly commonly is shown on a video display device such as a TV set, monitor, touchscreen, or virtual reality headset. Moreover, some computer games do not always depend on a graphic display. For example, text adventure games and computer chess can be played through teletype printers. Not only that, video games are often augmented with audio feedback delivered through speakers or headphones, and also sometimes with other types of feedback, including haptic technology. Nowadays, video games is more popular to youngsters and teen adults. So next, I would like to invite Susvinderjeet Kaur to give her point of view as a minister in this country. So Susvinderjeet, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Haris, for the introduction. So I would like to give my point of view as the Minister of Youth and Sports. And with that, I support the title that video gamers can be counted as true athletes. Why is it? Is because, first of all, Malaysia has the biggest cheerleader for esports in its ministry, especially our ex-youth and sport minister, which is Said Sadiq. He supported video gamers, players, and basically video games are known as esports in the gaming industry. So there are also other ministry who support esports, such as the Ministry of Finance, the ex-Minister of Finance, which is Lim Guan Eng. In 2019, in the annual budget, he laid down 10 million to be invested in the development of esports. It was the first ever annual budget announcement in the Southeast Asia focused exclusively on the development of esports in Malaysia. Next, esports is also supported by the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, who is the ex-Ministry of Communication and Multimedia, Gobind Singh Diop, and is also supported by the CEO of MDEC, Surina Shukri. Said Sadiq have said that people said esports is just a waste of time. You get addicted and you are not productive. But in his point of view, everyone has played video games before in their life, but they are not a failure. They have came up in their life and now they are someone successful. So that playing video games doesn't mean that you are a failure. Okay, so the next point is that Sheikh Sadiq told that he will definitely try to make esports as one of the important game, and he will ensure the athletes of esports get recognized in Malaysia itself. The victory of local esports teams participating at the SEA Games at November 9, 2019 proved that esports played an important role in the gaming industry itself. So the next point is that esports or video gaming bring a lot of benefits to this country's economy because, as it can be seen, the gaming industry alone had contributed around $100 million, which is equivalent to 406.5 million ringgit in revenue to Malaysia in 2018. Globally, the industry is expected to garner compound an annual growth rate of 10.9% in 2018 to 2023, which will result in a market volume to 168 million video games by 2023. That is an interesting news. Not only that, the number of gamers worldwide is still on the rise and will exceed 3 billion by 2023. The global game market will generate revenue of $159 billion in 2020 and a 9.3% year-on-year increase. And since COVID-19 pandemic has happened in 2019 and 2020, this industry of esports has grown tremendously these past few years. Next, the Malaysian Ministry of Youth and Sports recently launched new esports integrated initiative. Even the ministry is doing something for video gamers to let the athletes to get recognized in Malaysia and the whole country. So this esports integrated, a brand new initiative, has recently been announced by the Malaysian Ministry of Youth and Sports. They laid out a new roadmap that is supposed to help build and support the esports ecosystem in Malaysia. So currently, Malaysia isn't exactly a big name in esports because a lot of the elderlies, they are not a huge fan of video gamers. They don't support athletes. However, despite plenty of esports athletes hailing from Malaysia and a grassroots scene for more than a decade, the community has not had much governmental support in years past, despite budding interest in the communities, especially those of younger people. ESI, which is another name for Esports Integrated, is powered by Impact Integrated with social impact plans, digital media, and similar platforms in partnership with the Malaysian government. The new concept and partnership is looking for promising and interesting to say the least. So with that, the Malaysian Ministry has launched this esports integrated initiative to support the athletes and to ensure that they are recognized in the video gaming industry itself in Malaysia. So I would like to close my stage of my forum. I like to say that as a Ministry of Youth and Sports, I completely support that video gamers can be counted as true athletes. So thank you.
Wow. So the ministry itself is supporting the video gamers or the game players to be counted as a true athletes. Cool. Thank you to SUSSVINDERJEET KAUR for giving her point of view regarding the scopes in the ministry. So next, I would like to pass the stage to HEMALATHA MARIAPEN, which will deliver her points of view as a lecturer. The stage is yours, HEMALATHA.
Thank you to our moderator. Now I would like to uh, give my opinion as a lecturer. In my opinion, video gamers cannot be considered as athletes because they do not involve in any physical activities during playing the video games. Online multiplayer games are require significant amount of training, skills and strategy. However, the mental exertion cannot be compared with the physical exertion. Video games require mental exertion only while conventional sports require both mental and physical exertion. The lack of physical exertion in video games denies them to consider as an athlete. Video games are also gradually becoming the most common pastime activity among the young people and also some of the adults. Not only do people fail to understand that video gamers cannot be considered as athletes because of the lack of exertion, but also the lack of application of athletic ability. In my opinion, video gamers still cannot be an athlete because players do not need to possess any athletic ability in order to participate in any tournament. Conventional sports such as football, basketball, tennis, swimming, and cycling entail great commitment and training. The great athletic ability is attained through intensive physical training and mental conditioning. However, playing video games does not require any athletic ability, so anyone can be a great player from hers. The only physical movement that involved in playing video games are also only the movement of the fingers when they are pressing the buttons of their controllers. Therefore, the skill needed to play games is not developmentally but not physically. The athletic prowess is achieved by undergoing brutal sessions of physical and mental conditioning of a certain period of time. The athletes regularly test the limits of their abilities by enduring the pain and suffer from life-threatening injuries. Moreover, the exhaustion experienced in conventional sports comes from physical and mental exertion, has numerous health benefits like increase their body strength, stamina, immune system of their body. However, the video games is just giving some health problems to the video gamers. Therefore, I strongly disagree with the statement that the video gamers are considered as athletes. So, as a lecturer, I would like to give my opinion that I really cannot support the statement that can be saying that video gamers are counted as true athletes. That's all from me.
Thank you, Himalata, for giving uh, her point of view regarding a lecturer side. So I partially agree with the statement that video games is lack in physical activity. That's true. Obviously, it's true. So now, without further ado, I would like to call Muhammad Adik Luqman as a true video gamer who played Genshin Impact for his life until the end of his life. So welcome. I would like to welcome Muhammad Adik Luqman to the stage to give his point of view as a video gamer. The stage is yours.
Hello, Assalamualaikum, and greetings to all of you. First of all, thank you to Mama Aris for inviting me, and thank you to the speakers before this. So, before I'm going to present my point of view from a gamers, there are several things that I want to reply in from Hemalata arguments. So the first thing that I want to say that it is about chess. So do you know that there are actually 100 countries that um, consider chess as a sport, and even the International Olympic Committee also consider chess as a sport. However, we don't see that chess having a lot of physical movement, and I think they just also moving their hands just like a video game is. So I think it is worth mentioning that if chess can be considered as a sport and their players can be considered as athlete, so why not the video gamers? Which is why I want to further, without further ado, I want to go to my point. So my point is about how widely known and played the video games. So nowadays, we can see the popularity is rising in between the teens and teenagers and also young adults. There are so many tournaments in national level and also international level, such as TCL for League of Legends. We also have very new games such as Fortnite, Mobile Legend, and many more. So even for these games, there are two types that people can play, which is by using their phones, mobile phones, or also the laptops or PC. So by this, we can see that there are so many people enjoy playing games. So even so, we can see that how it can manage to bring in many new jobs, especially first of all is for the game developer itself, the technician behind, and also the programmer is for the game development. Meanwhile, for the people, they can be the gamers itself. So we can see that it is a new industry that can boom and can generate income to our company, just like the minister said. So as we can see, this is a very, very good advantage, not to just country, but also to the people out there, so that they can manage to get to do something, even though it is for just for a pastime as a hobby, but it also can give them and generate income for them. And also we can see that there are so many application and platform that are specifically made for gaming, such as we have the Twitch for streaming, Discord for the server, and also the broadcast for broadcasting the game itself. And also we can see that nowadays we have the ESPN, um a channel that is specifically made for their ESPN for esport. They're made specifically for them. So we can see that there are so many people that recognize esport as a game, as a sport. So why not we, as a Malaysian, we recognize it as a sport and count the video gamers as the true athlete. Furthermore, I want to add something about the sorry about the usage of the body. So basically, even though that most of the gaming only use a sitting position, and just like what Hemalata has said, that the usage of hand. However, we can see that there are actually many things happen behind the scene, such as the usage of brain, especially the motor cortex for eye coordination, for hand movement and mouse. And also we can see that there are so many different senses being used, such as listening, watching, and also the movement of hands itself and movement of the eyes. Yeah. So and also we can see the movement of legs can be also considered for certain gamings such as F1. And today we also can see the new technologies such as virtual reality VR games, where people can actually bring and use their body itself so to play the games. So we can see that there are actually no limits in gaming because there are too many things that we can go beyond, and we can that are beyond our imagination itself. And actually to say that video gaming video gaming players are not healthy and obese, I disagree with that, because actually a survey of 1,400 gamers revealed that they may be healthier than the general public, and they are 21% more likely to have a healthier weight than the average person. So actually for certain games such as FIFA, it's actually encourage them to play outside, because they already spend a lot of time in front of the computers, in front of their phones to play games. So they usually tend to um, put a specific time for them to go outside and be more healthier, rather than being a typical person who doesn't play games. I don't think that there are so many things that can be a reason for them to be outside and play. So to wrap my point, I would say that actually video games have many advantages that we are not seeing yet, but can be very, very beneficial to all of us. So I think we, as the person who are in charge, we need to first recognize and consider video gamers as a true athlete, so that this industry can go further and boom into a new industry that can be beneficial to all. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to me video player Muhammad Adil Umar for giving his speech with the stand to support video gamers as a true athlete. Now, I would like to invite Miss Ania Shah as a which she will give her point of view as a public citizen, which uh to to give the points, can video gamers be counted as a true athletes, since publics are now seeking activities virtually and physically. The stage is yours, Anis.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to have an opinion. So, from my point of view as a public, video games are considered as a sport, right? Because of what? Because most video games do include the competitiveness that can be found in sports. So, therefore, the gamers is the athlete, like. And I think the athlete also the meaning of athlete also is a person that dedicate his time to improve their skills in a certain activity, like to compete and win also, right? So people who dedicate their time into improving their skills in video games are also called athletes. That's the all of the video gamers do, right? Like improving their skills in those activities. And it also have the same concept with other athletes. For instance, like the top players from the teams will compete in the league, and they will hire a full-time coach, and also they will adopt the strict training for requirements, right? So I think from Adi point of view as a gamers, I also agree that the video gamers can be counted as true athletes. That's all the statement from me.
Alright, thank you, Miss Ani Asha, for giving her point of view regarding as a public citizens. Uh, uh, okay, so now I think I can conclude from this discussion in this forum that uh, the point from each panel was 3 versus 2, which is three of the panelists are supporting that video gamers can be counted as true athletes, where another one is disagree with the statement. So I would like to ask HEMALATHA MARIAPEN, which give her point of view as a lecturer. So my question is whether can video games can be integrated in the learning nowadays. Do you understand my question?
Yes, thank you for the question to our moderator. In my opinion, video games is still cannot be integrated in our studies because video games is. I agree with the Adi because he said we use our brains to play the video games, but still, video games is not. Um, I mean, I not agree with it because in my opinion, video games is still cannot be considered as a sorry for the interruption just now. Video gamers uh, video games is cannot integrated with studies because most of the games are related to the funds that the video gamers get from their games. So in my opinion, we cannot integrate it with studies because it's just give some fun and enjoyment to the gamers, which will make them addicted to the games. So maybe they will not concentrate in their studies in future. Therefore, it will give a big impact to our community and the future generation. So we really cannot. I really cannot agree with the statement that our moderator gave to me.
Alright. So I understand that video games and study must have boundaries to each other. So they do not need coexisting with both. Okay. So thank you, Miss Himalata MARIAPEN, for giving the point of view, the answers for my questions. So now I would like to ask Miss SUSSVINDERJEET and Mr. LUQMAN regarding since you are supporting that video gamers should be counted as athlete, how about the type of games that they can play? So, because nowadays there are some games are promoting violence, right? And maybe sexual content. So how do you guys will choose the game and filter the games?
I think the video gamer player should answer this first. Adi, since you
Okay.
are you
Uh,
know about this.
so basically, I think that from the minister, sorry, from the communication, uh, sorry, MCMC, yeah, Multimedia and Communication Commission, uh, already put the restriction, and also we can see nowadays, in many platform there are actually restriction for certain games, for violence, for sexual, or maybe too many graphics that are not suitable with for the kids. So I think that point already have restriction in our country. So I don't think it has the major impact to the kids. However, we can see that however we can see that um, it still need the the parents to make sure that they are not playing games that are not suitable for their age. And also we can actually encourage people, if we really want to recognize video gamers as true athletes and video games itself as a sport, we must say that we must make a campaign so that there will be no what we can say misuse and misuse of the gaming, so that we can it can be beneficial at the end of the day. So just like we can say that just like Minecraft, it's a very simple game, however it can enhance the creativity. And usually, even though right now we can see that the adults also play the games, but if we give it to the youngsters, they can also play and they can also get the benefits from certain games. But as I said, there still need to be a limitation lah. That's all.
I totally agree with Adi. I'd just like to add a bit more. I'm sure the Ministry of Youth and Sports or any under the government, they will only choose certain games to be included for during the competition for this esports. They will choose certain video games which they think is suitable for all types of players and all kinds of age to be included during the competition, so that there will not be any violence games or any sexual games or anything. So yeah, thank you. That's all for me.
All right, thank you to both Mr. Adil Rahman and Miss Susvinderjit Kaur. So now I would like to ask Miss Ani Asha about um, how the public citizen can benefit the outcome of this positive feedback when playing games.
Sorry, can you repeat the questions?
So, oh, what's another beneficial that can the public receive from being athletes gamers?
Okay, I will repeat your question is what is the benefits from the public point of view when the
Yes,
gamers winning the game?
yes, yes,
Okay. As Adi said before, and as I said before, the game will be have a lot of teams, right? For example, they have their own team. For example, this team A and team B and team C. So the public will choose the best one, right? So when the team A win, for example, I love to watch the gamer of team A play, and I watch their game and I watch their streaming when they're doing the match and anything. When that team win, um, his team A will have something like agency, right? And those agency will recruit other team member that can join their team. So from my point of view as a public, and when I want to, sorry, from my point of view of public, when I want to watch that game, I will I will support my team. Did you get it?
Okay, thank you to our final panelist, which is Miss Anis Asha, for giving the answers for my question just now. So I would like to conclude that this forum have has supported that we should make video gamers to consider it back as a true athlete, since video gamers give a lot of benefits to our society and nations. So that's it for our forum for UHMS 2022 in critical and creative thinking. Thank you to our first panelist, Ms. SUSSVINDERJEET KAUR, Ms. HEMALATHA MARIAPEN, Mr. LUQMAN, and last but not least, Ms. Anis Asha. Thank you for your contribution for this forum. Thank you and see you guys.